You're listening to the IWD406 Podcast with your host, Julie Walls, where we celebrate, empower, and connect women across Montana and beyond. Join us as we share inspiring stories, valuable insights, and the voices of remarkable women making a difference in their communities.
Today, we're sitting down with someone whose work goes far beyond what most people think of when it comes to bodywork. PJ McCracken, founder of The Body Mechanic, has built a practice rooted in understanding how the body holds not just physical tension, but emotional experiences, stress, and trauma that many of us don't even realize we're carrying. Her journey into this work is deeply connected to her roots here in Montana, growing up around family, community, and connection through, a beloved staple in our community, the Pin and Q, a place where people gather, unwind, and come together. But PJ didn't stop there. She took what she learned about people, how they show up, how they carry themselves, how they move through life, especially here in Montana, and built a business centered on helping individuals reconnect with their bodies in a way that allows them to release, heal, and feel better both physically and mentally. This conversation is about more than bodywork. It's about awareness. It's about understanding what we carry. And it's about what becomes possible when we finally let it all go. Welcome to the podcast, PJ.
Thank you, Julie. Thanks for having me.
This is going to be so much fun. I'm just the body mechanic. I'm interested. Where did that come from?
I don't know. I think initially in some of the earlier training that I did, we talked a lot about function and you go to the car mechanic, you take your car in every 6 months, or you go to the dentist every 6 months, and you keep things moving. And that's what my practice is about, is how it's not just about treating the pain. It's about how do we keep things efficient.
Yes.
So you can keep going and you can keep yourself out of pain. You can keep yourself the healthiest version of yourself.
Let me just say this. That's a great analogy because we love our cars. We love all the things that we have, the toys in our life. We have to take care of those things.
Totally.
Why would we not value the body that we that we're moving through life with?
Totally.
We have to do all those things.
Yes.
So I love the body mechanic. It's so cool. But I want to start with, I know we did your bio. I know that you're a Montanan, but were you born and raised here?
I was born in Bozeman.
Oh, okay. Bozeman girl.
Yes.
Okay.
We moved here when I was in second grade. My dad grew up here, and my mom grew up in Shelby, Montana, so east side, small town girl.
Yes.
And they actually met at Nelson's Hardware here in
No
Whitefish.
way. Shout out to Mariah Jose.
Yes.
Because she's like the Nelson hardware queen, right?
Yes.
That's really cool. So was your mom a horse girl? Because Shelby's pretty horse oriented.
It is. And yeah, she did grow up riding horses.
She did. Do you like to ride horses?
I haven't ridden all that much.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And your dad is he from the Whitefish area?
Yeah, he was born in Kalispell, and then I don't know. I think they moved here when he was probably in junior high.
Oh.
My grandma was a nurse at the hospital, and grandpa had a business here.
Grandma Bert.
Yeah,
We're going to give a shout out to Grandma Bert. I love Grandma Bert. That's amazing. Yeah, Grandma Bert's got I'd love to have her on the podcast, just chatting with her, because just getting to talk to her, she's 96, right?
Yep, 96.
96 and counting.
Yep.
And this woman is a testament to what we're going to talk about today of movement, making sure you don't stop moving, but moving your body in the way that works for you.
Yep.
And she's resilient.
Yeah, she really is. It's wild.
She really is. And she's like, I'm going to be 96 in July. And I'm like, that's amazing, Bert. So, okay, let's talk a little bit about you grew up in Bozeman. Did you go there kindergarten through what grade?
So yeah, we moved here when I was in second grade.
In second grade.
Yep.
Okay. Bozeman is a lot like Kalispell area.
It is.
Geographically a little bit, I think. I mean,
Yeah.
It's a little bit more drier on that side. For those that are listening in from Europe and other places, Montana is very vast. Vast, I can't talk today, but in how the terrain looks, don't you think?
Totally. Yeah, it really is. East side to west side, totally different.
Yes, and the offerings to get outside and move and hike and do different things just shifts and changes throughout the entire state.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about that as well, what Montanans do and how it can impact the body. But I want to say this. So now you went from Bozeman to Kalispell from second grade until high school?
Yeah, so
Okay.
yep, started second grade at Muldown Elementary.
Oh, I love
And yeah,
Muldown.
graduated from Whitefish High School in 2004.
You're a Whitefish alum. I
Yes.
love that. My kiddos are all there. My boy graduated last year. It's a great school. What are some of the things that you can remember back growing up? So people that can familiarize, what is it like to be in Whitefish or the ruralness of Montana, but a quaint community?
Yeah.
But very unique that we have the ski mountain, all the things here, right next to Glacier National Park. Talk to me a little bit about
Right.
that.
In retrospect, I would say it was a great place to grow up. Growing up here, it was a small town. Everybody knew your business. And I married my high school sweetheart. So he moved here when he was in 6th grade from the Chicago area,
Oh, really? Oh, wow. What part?
Lake Forest.
Lake Forest. Shout out. Suburb. I get you. Okay.
So we just wanted out. Small town. Everybody knew your business. We just wanted more. But it was truly a great place to grow up. And when we had kids, we were like, we have to come home. We have to be back here in Montana. It's just a great place.
You did
to
leave.
raise kids. Yep.
You know what's interesting? And I want to get your feedback on this because this is real. So a lot of people from Whitefish, Kalispell area, they do leave.
Yeah.
They're like, okay, I've done the Montana thing, right? I'm
Right.
ready to go explore and whatever, go check out the world, right? But a lot of them end up coming back here.
Yeah.
What is that allure?
I think it's just we were in Seattle before we moved back here, and I love that. I love the vibe of the city. I love the kind of career push that there was there.
Right.
Access to the mountains, access to the ocean. That was amazing. But I think with kids, number one, our families are here, so there's nothing better than raising kids with your family.
Absolutely.
But number two, the opportunity that my kids have to be outside, to be at the lake, to be in the mountains. It's to ski. It's just here. It's just unbelievable.
It really is. And I feel very fortunate. My kids have grown up. I say rural. And I know everybody's like, what are you saying? And I'm like, rural. But I know it's rural. And so anyway, but we grew up in those rural towns and farming communities. And there's something really special about being able to let the kids just kind of roam around the area, get out, go play in the stream or whatever that looks like. Everybody's kind of looking out for each other.
Yeah.
But I want to know, from your perspective, Whitefish has evolved and changed.
It has, yeah.
Going from, and you're a youngin', I'm going to say that, but I'm assuming in the last 10 years, it's been remarkable.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that personally?
It's like I have such mixed feelings about it.
Yeah.
As a business owner in Whitefish, it's amazing kind of to see the growth, and it is a beautiful place, and I can see the allure of people coming to visit. I think it's a hard place to live, like affordability wise, for people.
Sure.
Moved back in 2018 and bought, but I don't know if we could be able to afford to live here
No.
now. So I think that's a bummer that that's the way it is, but I think some things have changed for the better. and
Yeah.
it's just a different place, but everywhere is different too. I don't think we're like
Everywhere's-
isolated in that.
No. And you know what? I think that Montanans
Yeah.
in particular are doing a great job of coveting what this place is really about.
Yes. 100%.
And I think there's a special energy here. People are like, we don't want you to come and be here or brood up or whatever. And we don't want another building blocking the mountain view and all the things, right? But there is something really soulful here, being here. And it's something that you want your children to feel.
Yeah.
I do get why people come back.
Totally.
And they raise their families and they're around their families that appreciate it. But I want to get into growing up here. What are some of the fun things that you did?
Oh man. My dad was very intentional about getting us into a long hike in Glacier every year.
What?
I loved that.
Where did you guys go?
Oh, let's see. We went to Triple Divide,
Oh,
Site
cool.
Pass, all the things. We got to stay at the Old Sperry before it burned down.
Oh,
Um,
epic.
Totally.
Yes. We got to experience that the year before last. That was amazing.
It's so fun.
so fun.
So fun.
And to hear that your dad is like, we're going to do that in our own backyard as a family.
Yeah.
How many brothers and sisters do you have?
I just have one sister.
One sister. So your family would go hiking every year. He made it a point to do that.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. What was your high school experience like? Were you studious? Were you more a sports kid?
I was definitely not a sports kid. I was a cheerleader.
You were a cheerleader.
Yeah.
You're a rallier. I love that. I love that. That's awesome.
But yeah, what was it like? It was fun.
Yeah.
Small town. I remember, I think my husband, he was a little older, so he was 14. You can get your learning permit. I remember him driving the summer between 8th grade and my freshman year of high school, being in his mom's minivan with 5 or 6 of us.
Isn't that mind-blowing? 14 years old and driving these roads?
Totally.
Crazy. It's like giving them an assault rifle or, you know what I mean? It's like, I'm like, I cannot believe these kids are driving at 14 on, some of the roads I don't even like to drive on.
Totally.
So you were out and about road, right?
Yeah.
Doing some road trips with them at 14.
I know. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Totally.
Yes. So, but Friday night games, the football games are so much fun here too.
So much fun. So yeah, Friday night games, summers at the lake, winters on the ski hill. I remember, it just so spoiled having a ski pass. I remember you go up at 10, you ski till 2. Yeah,
even here, what I love about this when we moved here was like, you can call in for your kid to have what is it called? A snow flu? Or what do they used to call it? They called it something like, you call in and you go, hey, it's opening day. My kids have the flu. Everybody's heading up to the mountain, right?
Totally.
And all of the schools understand they don't even want to be there. They want to be up on the mountain too.
When it snows, yeah.
Which is so freaking cool. It makes it, there's so much character here. It's really awesome. But I want to ask you, so when being here, having all these different seasons to play, all the things, did you guys ever leave? Did you go on vacation elsewhere?
We did.
On occasion?
Yeah, on occasion. Not anything. Yeah, we didn't travel a ton. We would take some road trips. But yeah, we didn't. Yeah.
There's really no need, to be honest with you, unless you want to go to the beach.
Yes.
But that's about it.
I know.
Get a little bit of warmth during the weird.
You want the sun, February and March for sure.
Okay, so now that we've been grounded here, we've had a lot of family experiences, amazing childhood. Going into high school and then leaving high school, were like, it's time for me to get away?
Oh, yeah.
What did you want to do?
I wanted to be anywhere besides a Montana school.
Oh,
so, yeah. And my mom was like, you can go wherever within. They had that WUI, the Western Undergraduate Exchange. So I think I looked at a few schools in Minnesota. I ended up at Eastern Washington in Cheney, Montana.
Wow.
Or Cheney, Washington, sorry. So yeah, and nobody from my class went. I just wanted to be with nobody from here.
You wanted to go back to like, no one knows my name.
Yes.
No one knows my family. I hear you on that. I was a small town girl going, get me the hell out of here.
Yep, that is exactly what happened.
Exactly. So now, okay, what was that like leaving Montana and what did you go to do? What were you wanting to learn about?
So yeah, I went to Eastern Washington very specifically because they had a physical therapy grad program.
Oh.
That was my intention with that, to go all the way through. It was not how it worked out whatsoever, like many things in life. Mm-hmm. So I did my undergrad at Eastern Washington and then got married to my high school sweetheart. And he ended up getting a job in Texas.
Okay.
Right out of school.
Oh, instead of move to Texas.
We did, yeah. That was a culture shock.
It is a culture shock. It's different.
It's
way different. Each state has its own thing. The South, the North, geographic, like the regions.
Yes.
I talk about this all the time. I'm like, yeah, the South is a whole different beast to tackle.
It is.
You went down there with him because you follow your love, the love of your life, and you go down there. And then what did you, because you were going to go to PT school. Why did you know that's what you wanted to do?
I knew I wanted to do something in the medical profession. I wasn't quite sure. So in high school youth group, there was two married PTs, and they worked at what is now Logan Health, but Kalispell Regional it was. So I just started shadowing them. I liked it. I got a job working there in the summers through college. So I kind of had my hours to go. I honestly just kind of took it and ran. I didn't think of doing anything else until I was 2 weeks before PT school. So when my husband and I moved to Texas, he was living in Fort Worth where he was working, and my school was 2 hours away in Abilene, Texas.
Oh.
Yeah.
Abilene?
Abilene,
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Is that like rural? Is that like real rural?
It's a small town of 100,000. I was like, I came from a small town of 7,000.
Oh, so it was bigger.
It was bigger.
Okay.
But there's not like a native tree to Abilene, and you see the dust blowing out of Lubbock. It was just like,
it's different.
It is totally different.
Yeah.
But it was such a great experience.
Oh, okay.
But it was like, so I guess 2 weeks before I went to PT school and I was like moving away from my husband I married 2 weeks before that, I was like, why didn't I think of doing anything else in life? Like, didn't I have explored anything else? And I was just like, this is what I'm doing.
Okay. Okay.
So I did it.
So walk me through what was the next thing that you started to do?
I went to PT school, and So yeah.
Wait, was it at a local university?
Yes, Hardin Simmons University in Abilene, Texas.
Is it, because I think of like chiropractic school, you're not necessarily going to a big university. It's not like a subset. This is a specific school for PT.
Yes. And the PT programs are nestled in like any school for the most part. But this was a small school for the most part.
That's really good because then you get to know your professor and all the classmates.
It was so good. The class was small and the teachers were amazing. I think just the phase I was at in life, being newlywed, being so far away from family, being away from my husband, they just really were nurturing and made me make decisions that made sense, not for my career, but for where I was at in life.
Wow.
Which was amazing.
That is amazing.
It was amazing.
I look back at my college career and I'm like, no, nobody did that for me.
No.
It's almost like we were like rogue.
Yeah.
Trying to figure it out. I went to a Big Ten school. I may have had a school counselor that had me down as a number. I think it was a woman and she didn't even really know my name. I was like a number in the system.
Right.
What do you want to do in life? I'm like, I really don't know, lady. I'm
Just
just
here.
here. I'm just here. But that's amazing that they thought of all things, the health of everything, like the start of your career.
Totally.
So so walk me through that experience and how long did it take from start till finish?
It was 2.5 years.
Okay.
So I loved this program. Was so great for where I was at in life too. All the education piece was up front, and then I got to move back to Fort Worth, live with my husband, and do all my rotations in the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Whoa, that's big.
Awesome. Yeah.
And the hospital systems down there are rad. They're one of the most, what do you call it, prized or respected for children's overall pediatrics. So were you put in those hospital systems?
Yeah, I got to be at Big Baylor for my neuro
cool
rotation. I got to be in a pediatric hospital for a peds rotation. And through this school is where I got introduced to what became kind of the foundation of my practice, which is functional manual therapy. So I got to do a 14-week rotation with a fellow through that and really like hone in on my manual therapy skills, and that just set kind of the stage and the fire to like where my career went from that.
You also too got to experience children in that,
Yes.
that are physically in pain or physically impaired, right?
Yep.
And then you've got the elderly population. And then I'm assuming you probably had diabetes that you went through where there's a lot of factors in autoimmune disease.
Yep.
So that's very cool. But what areas were you more drawn to?
I loved, and I didn't think this when I went into PT school, I definitely thought I wanted to be in the neuro world, working with people post-stroke, traumatic brain injury, all that. But
okay, gotcha.
I think
So more neurological.
Yep. But as I went through school, the orthopedic, the manual therapy aspect really drew me in.
Oh, it did?
It did, yeah.
What do you think? What was that about?
God. Honestly, I just feel, I don't know. I look back and I'm like, oh, all this is so orchestrated, but I don't know. I loved being able, in the neuro setting, change is slow.
Yeah.
In the orthopedic setting,
It's
with the training I've done,
yeah.
and maybe this is the control type A part in me.
Okay. Yeah, it's
I
okay.
like the manual therapy because I feel like I have a little bit of control of making change in a person's body.
Yes.
And it's not necessarily, it can be in the acute kind of phase when they're in that inflammatory response, but it's not, there's not like the time that it takes with a stroke or a brain injury to make that recovery. You can make a change in a person's body right within the hour of treatment.
And they can get better.
Yes.
But you're right, because if you're dealing with vascularity issues, right?
Yeah.
So somebody has a stroke, there's like all these other pieces that you really have to, it's not just a break or it's not like a ski axe. You know what I mean? Like with ortho, I see all those pieces because I did pain. I would call on orthodox for pain. And they're basically like, oh, this kid broke his arm or something happened here or caused by other things outside of the body, right? And then if you're looking the vascular piece, it's so complicated because now you're dealing with blood flow. Is there a genetic component to it? Oh, you've got all these things that you're like really hyper analysis. It's not like a one and done thing. And it might be very much a lifelong thing, and you only see very minimal improvement.
Totally.
And that would be hard emotionally as a practitioner. I think you'd have to get your mindset set right where the littlest details matter. And versus, oh, we did this and then they're pretty much off to the races like in 4 weeks.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that part of it drew you at that time, right?
Yep,
So,
totally.
but let's talk a little bit about what you learned and how you learned to kind of shift from the PT mindset, the classic trained PT mindset, into kind of what you're specializing in.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Yeah. I want to hear it.
So I had, let's see, this was probably 2 years into school.
Okay.
I had started having some hip pain and some back pain from work.
Of
More or
course.
less.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Because you're physically working on people and moving people, and especially if you were working with stroke, you're physically moving them and helping them.
totally.
Wow. Okay. Got you.
So, yeah. And so I took a class one weekend and I'd gone to a couple different PTs and it was great and it was getting better. But I went to this class, this functional manual therapy class one weekend. And I guess you would say what we say in the functional manual therapy world is I drank the Kool-Aid.
Oh.
I took that weekend class 3 days working through, I believe it was a full body kind of functional movement mobilization class. And after that class, I hadn't run in a year and I was finally able to run. And I was like, sign me up. This is awesome. So
what was it?
Like, what was the class?
No, but what was it? Since you were dealing with all the pain yourself, so
Yeah.
you can relate to the people that come in and have
Totally.
pain, right?
Yeah.
But then you start to click into, and can you tell our listeners functional manual therapy
Yes.
versus classic PT, physical therapy?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of functional manual therapy is really, it kind of has 3 pillars. What are the mechanics of what's happening? What's preventing a person from moving as efficiently as they should?
Okay.
The neuromuscular component, are they getting the right muscle recruitment to do the right movement pattern that a person is trying to achieve?
Okay.
And then motor control. Can they take, if they have the right mechanics and they have the right muscle recruitment, can they take it all and put it together to move efficiently through the world?
Muscle recruitment is what?
Muscle recruitment is, so there should be, how do I explain this? So in the most optimal state, if I'm picking something up, so say I'm going to pick up my groceries, there should be the automatic engagement of your core muscles. Your body should automatically include. So if I'm picking up, we're thinking about, okay, can my shoulder stabilize to pick that up? Is my shoulder connected in with my core muscles, diaphragm, transverse autonomous, pelvic floor, to be able to pick that up off the floor? That should be an automatic thing.
Okay. Yeah.
But from birth on, we have birth trauma. We have all these things in life that we do repetitively.
Yeah.
Traumas to our bodies. Vaccines can be traumas to our bodies.
True.
Stress can be traumas to our bodies.
Yes.
Repetitive activities, minor injuries, all those things start to add up that slowly change our posturing,
Yes.
change the way mechanics of the body are working, change the way muscle recruitment occurs, because the body's smart. It'll create a pattern to keep us going
Yes.
until it can't anymore. And that's when I get to see that person, because that's when they end up in pain.
Absolutely. That is so freaking fascinating. So then once you started to see how systems essentially work and flow together, then because you were coming from, and it's so fascinating because it's now you're like looking at how's the blood flow? Are you looking at like how the fat sits on the muscle? Is like all the aspects of it. It's a deeper analysis than just this person's in pain, I move this, or we need to manipulate them this way. And that sounds more chiropractic care, but working the same muscle over here that's impacting the hip joint, right? But maybe it's not even the hip joints that's the problem. It's something else over here.
Totally.
Okay.
And that's like the body. I don't know. I stand in awe of bodies because every body is different.
Yeah.
And I've become essentially this like manual therapy junkie. My husband has graciously given me time and resources to take so many classes.
Yeah.
But there's a lot with how does the body function? How do the joints move, the nerves move, the muscles move? But then you take it a layer deeper. What is happening? Because the organs have fascia too.
Yeah.
Organs have arterial supply and nerve supply. So this latter part of my career has really been like diving into how does that fascia play a role in some of these musculoskeletal things that are coming into the clinic, and I think the biggest piece of all that becomes, you have a person that comes in, where do you start?
Exactly.
Where do you start with this person?
Because if you're saying, like, if I'm having hip pain, and let's say years prior, maybe I had a really bad viral hit, something like that.
Yep.
And maybe, I'm just trying to understand your world and how you think and how you're approaching your patients, is maybe that viral load came in and it settled up. Maybe it's settled up in it's camping out in biofilm.
And it does.
In an area of the body that's maybe linked to the hip, and viral loads are really interesting. They suck nutrients, they suck oxygen, or not necessarily oxygen, but they suck all the things that we try to put into our bodies to feed ourselves if we're doing it properly, right?
Totally.
All the minerals, all the things. But it's setting up something where it's blocking that blood flow or the nutrients to get to the hip flexor or whatever the heck that is. And then the fascia, which doesn't fascia really require a lot of minerals and blood and things to come to it, so it can pull and stretch essentially?
Yeah, totally.
So how do you then, something that I may have gotten when I was 12, figure that out? That's mind-blowing.
I know, it is so wild. In kind of this journey of mine, I've taken looking at like how people move, feeling how they move, feeling where restrictions happening in the body, to a technique that the Baral world, which is where I've done my visceral training,
Got you.
calls.
And can you explain
listening.
what visceral work is?
Yes. So visceral work is really the manipulation of the fascia around an organ, blood flow to the organ. So looking at arteries, veins, and as well as nerves.
Oh, okay, got you. All the things that are connected to the organ.
Totally.
Okay,
Right.
cool. All right, cool.
So really, I think in the greater kind of scheme of things, my mission with all my people is, how do I be as specific as possible to make the biggest change in a system?
Yeah.
Listening. I'm learning to listen to the body.
Okay.
And what that entails is, so when I have a client come in, I'll put my hand on their head and I'm making a mechanical connection. It's not, there can be an emotional listening, but I'm making a physical connection to their body. And finding, like, listening through my hand, I'll get pulled to a place in their body, like a region of the body.
Wow.
So really the theory behind this is the body knows. The body knows what it needs. It knows the layers it needs, and it knows what order that it wants things done in.
Okay.
So really tapping into the innate intelligence of the body and working with the body to restore function.
So is that like okay, for those listening, I just want to make sure I understand. Is that intuition? Is that an intuitive feeling? Or is that an actual, you're feeling heat? Are you actually having to physically touch the person to determine this?
Yes.
Walk me through that.
Yeah. So I
Okay.
actually make connection with their head. And it's a physical pull to an area of tension in the body.
Okay, wow.
Yeah.
How did you learn to do that?
It just so yeah, taking classes and touching bodies and continuing to touch bodies and test and retest. And I definitely trust that listening piece, but they say in kind of the research world, a test of 3 that confirms something is 99% accuracy.
Yeah.
So listening to the body and then confirming with what I feel motion-wise, looking at what the patient's symptoms are, looking at how they move, and working through that way to kind of come to hopefully the one space
Right.
within the millimeter of the tissue that's restricted to release it, and then
Yeah.
moving on to the next layer.
Interesting. In my mind, I'm equating it to muscle testing. And I know we talked a little bit about that before we chatted, which is, it's kind of a woo-woo testing, just essentially, because I'm from the legit lab testing world.
Yes.
If you can't put blood on a little sample or whatever that looks like, we discount that, right? So, but muscle testing has been insanely becoming more standardized.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. Old docs like Dr. Klinghardt, like some of those folks back in the day that learned that there is energy. And we are in a transference state, right? So
Yeah.
we're transferring our energy loads. And when you're working with a patient and you're feeling aspects on their body that you can actually tell that's where it's at or
Yeah.
whatever. And then confirmation, are you doing the muscle testing aspect where you go, is this where it's at? And then it does the confirm. You know how chiropractors they'll do a maneuver and then the body moves and they're like, oh, I'm in that zone.
Yeah.
That's the area.
Yeah.
Is that kind of where, am I hitting the target here, PJ?
Yeah, you can go. There's so many different ways to go about that.
Yes.
But yes, in some way, shape, or form, there is like this, you can call it like inhibition. You can also do like things like get on a tissue that you feel like is inhibited. Say somebody has a shoulder issue on the right side and you think, oh, maybe there's like a fascial component around the liver. You can put your hands over the liver and see if you get more range through the shoulder. And that's like a confirmation that like, oh yeah, this is a part of this.
And so then
system.
Now it's connected to the liver.
Yeah.
And so then my head goes to, does that mean that there's liver congestion or is there something problematic with the liver? And then how do you have that conversation with your patient?
And that's like, yeah. So, and could there be something happening in the liver? Yes. But like, oftentimes, like, you're getting to a far point of restriction, kind of disease of the liver, like when it's showing up on labs and stuff. Like, for the most part, I'm looking at people that just have in the musculoskeletal world.
Okay.
The fascia component of that.
Got you.
Do I want to hope that I'm saving this person from years down the road something being an issue with their liver or their system? Totally.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of the first domino to fall. If the liver can't move through its efficient, all organs have what we call motility. And this comes from the developmental phases of birth.
Yes.
Is they move through this nice kind of sequence of motion. And that allows for, say, the liver hormones to come in, hormones to come out, blood flow to come in, blood flow to come out, detoxes, your toxins come in, your liver kind of flushes them out. That inherent process is important for the health of an organ. So, yeah, most of the time, you're catching it at that point that you're like, you're helping it move in relation to more of a musculoskeletal thing, but also build the cellular health back of that organ and kind of keep it longevity, essentially.
So my question is, are you a part of their health plan or are you the end of it? Are you the start of it? Because I'm seeing there's multiple things happening and very niche specialist in the functional health world. Say, for example, like we just mentioned, you said the shoulder problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
They've been complaining about shoulders. And they're like, yeah, I'm working with a practitioner with my liver, or I'm working with my practitioner for something, stomach acid issues or whatever. Is this when it's to a point where it's progressed or it's starting to progress, they come see you? I know, I'm
Great
sorry.
question. I know.
Very big question.
Big sigh. I would say the majority of the people that come into my clinic have a thing that they want.
Okay.
And whether a thing that's happening in their body, whether it's a pain.
Yeah.
And I'm connecting it and I'm just following their body. And a lot of times there is this underlying visceral fascial component to it that we're working on.
Yeah.
With potentially the musculoskeletal component of it. Or they come in with like, there's like the Lyme disease, the long COVID and stuff like that. And those are really truly more of kind of like you are really honing into that visceral vascular system.
Yep.
Because with long COVID, we're finding with the spike proteins and the viscosity of blood, I tell you, like, I just find that the arterial kind of structures do become compromised in that and wreak havoc on like digestion, people with long-term headaches.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff.
Oh, it's complicated.
Yeah, it's crazy. So crazy.
It's so crazy. Lyme and COVID.
Yes.
We could go down that rabbit hole. You need to come back. We can talk all about that. But yeah, because I'm from a really hotbed of that happening. It's just crazy. And something definitely I think is on the horizon of more awareness around it.
Totally.
Yeah, we don't think like with Lyme and all that it's here, but it's here.
It is here, yeah.
Despite the fact that we do have colder climates up this way, it's still here. It's still a real thing. But I do think there comes into like the bioweapon component of it all, right? And that we can go down the COVID rabbit hole kind of thing of all that, right? But I do think that the body has the ability to heal itself.
It does.
It really does. I do have a question as far as when you're working with a client that's coming or a patient that's coming in and they're like, you know what, I've had this shoulder pain. I've gone to see this person and they come see you. Or maybe you're the first person, like, I got to go see the body mechanic. I got to go get with her. She knows what to do because my buddy over here is feeling better, right? So, but are you doing, they're not just coming in and laying on the table and going, and then you immediately go into a touch point, right? You're not like touching them immediately. Are you qualifying them to understand what's your history? Let's walk through some things. What kind of job do you got? What's your job?
Right.
What are some factors that you have to consider when you start working on the patient?
Yeah. Their health history is like obviously like a huge thing.
Yep.
So yeah, there's whatever their subjective is, whatever their story, like I want to hear it all. And it's an ongoing conversation through them. But absolutely, when they walk in the door, like we're having a conversation, I want to know you.
Yes.
What does this go back to? And I think the common thing I hear all the time, ask, have you had a car accident? Yeah, just like a minor whiplash. But that was like 20 years ago. Doesn't matter. Still in your body.
Oh, yeah.
I broke my ankle as a kid, but that was when I was a kid. Still there. It's still a part of your history. And if that was not treated out, reintegrated into your body, it absolutely is forming who you are and why this problem is presenting today.
Freaking fascinating. It goes really back to the body keeps the score.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Birth, from the time we are born, forceps births, cesarean births, traumatic vaginal births, any of that kind of stuff, I think that's becoming so much more of a thing. There's so many wonderful people out there treating babies now that are hopefully catapulting us into a new realm. But like, that wasn't the thing a long time ago. So we do have malformations of the head that create these restrictions and patterns in the body that show up later in life.
But it's so interesting because like I think about God creating a baby, and I do believe he creates like the perfect human being. And then there's been some stories where people that they were born with something that was like their organs were like flipped or something. Like this was, the liver was over on the other side and all the things were flipped around but didn't impact them.
Totally.
Like, it's so crazy to me, but you're right. Let's go back to body keeps a score and to do these qualifying intake with patients to understand, they'll bring up, oh yeah, I was in a car accident, or I had an old football injury. I had 4 concussions, but man, I'm tough. I got over that.
Yeah.
We don't realize what that can do later on.
Totally.
And our body doesn't. Do you believe the body has a memory system?
Oh, 100%. Yes.
And it's so crazy to think that we've ignored that.
Yeah.
Does some things about like the science and the medical world, does it kind of bother you a little bit? I'm being honest, because it does me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Because like we're not, and I think there's power in Western medicine in keeping things in a box when we're sick.
Yes.
But in the greater scheme of things, our bodies, they're just this one integrated system.
Yeah.
All pieces of our history kind of matter to make who we are today. And that's like everybody has this story.
Yeah.
And then their story takes them to a point that they can't compensate anymore. They get in that pain pattern, and then it's, what do I do from here?
Yeah.
And there's just layers to it.
There is. And it's interesting for you, because I want to say this, because I want to learn a little bit about you as a practitioner. Obviously, we kind of have an understanding of how you're working with patients. They come in, you do a little bit of an assessment on them. You start to work physically on them, right? Yep. You're in a very physical job.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot, again, going back to that energy exchange that's happening.
Yeah.
Have you yourself, and this, I've asked this before for docs, and I've asked this before for psychologists, and anybody that's working directly with people. You got the loggers that are out in the woods. They don't have anything to do with people, right? But then you got service workers that are working direct. People that people all day long.
Yeah.
But you're doing more than just peopling. Yeah. You're connecting to physical pain, physical ailments, physical disease, or dysfunction, right? How do you yourself, prepare to connect with that, but also, two, you are a human being.
Yep.
You have your own things that come out. That's a normal thing, right? We have our periods each month and all the things that are so much fun being a woman here in this world. Number one, my first question is, how do you prepare to connect with the patient for yourself? And my second question is, what do you do if you're not feeling it or can't connect to it?
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about the pivot.
Okay.
Okay.
Prayer is a big part of my day-to-day.
Yeah.
I try to
Perfect. I love that.
honoring God is the ultimate healer.
Yes.
I'm just a person
Good.
who has a gift in this world
Talk about it. Do it.
to help people,
Yeah.
but honoring that he's the ultimate healer. So going into a session, each session, praying throughout, ending my session, kind of giving it back to him.
Yeah.
That's been a big thing for me. And then in this physical world too, and this is a newer thing for me that I'm really trying to learn, is making sure that I'm not letting things pass into my body.
Yeah.
And that's, I try to wear, I wear bracelets and watches essentially, and I keep it in my hands.
Talk to me. What does that do for you?
So just having a physical barrier that I don't let somebody else's stuff or their energy or what I'm treating, it doesn't leave past my hand. My hand is my feeling, my hand is my treatment tool, but nothing comes into me, essentially.
Cool.
So yes. Yeah,
Okay.
This is something that one of my colleagues shared with me not too long ago, and I'm like, oh, I love this.
Did you feel a difference when you started doing it?
For sure. Yeah.
Oh, I
it's
love
been
that.
huge.
That's cool. For those listening in, make some
Yes.
mental note. I love that.
So that's been really helpful.
Okay.
And yeah, there are days that, it's hard. It's hard to focus. You have other things on your mind. So what do? I try to step back for a minute and clear my mind and honor the space I'm in, number one. But number two, sometimes it is hard to feel a body. And sometimes that's my thing, or sometimes that's their thing too.
Right.
And getting to know my hands, or they have a different story, whatever. But I think that's where you have different tools to kind of pull from.
Yes.
So while I love listening to a body, the intuition of that, I always back it up with feeling through movement, looking at their movement patterns, figuring out which patterns are painful. And then I can move their body or watch them move and feel through their body where tissue is tight and isolate that way as well, which I'll often use as a backup anyway if I have something. But sometimes I'm not as, it's not as synced as other days where I'm like really in it.
Yeah. Because there's some people that are blocked.
Yeah.
There's some people that are guarded.
Yep, totally.
There's just some people in general, they're born that way.
Yeah.
We were all born with this certain type of temperament that has strengths and weaknesses and openness versus closed. So then I get you. You're constantly doing the dance, right? In each and every session.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I love the fact that you're like, okay, after I work with that patient, I stop, I do what I have to do, pray to God. I have these pieces that are on my wrist that won't allow that transference, right? Mm-hmm. Your hands are your tools. And then you clear that. So then that way you can come into a new session with a new patient that has a different bag or different type of temperament, or is less open, more open, whatever that looks like. So your day has got to be very dynamic.
It is.
Okay.
But that makes it fun.
Yes.
And I think that's like the art and the challenge of some of this is meeting people where they're at. And some people, it's like you can be loud and boisterous and the treatment is direct and active, whereas some people you come in and you're quiet, and that's hard for me because I like to talk. But to just be quiet and be okay with the silence and just let their body kind of process. And the treatment is gentler. It's maybe not as direct that day. It's like honoring, I don't know, that's just, honoring the tissue, honoring that person and kind of navigating that. It is an up and down, but that's what makes it so fun and so interesting.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting is doing fascia work is sometimes it doesn't feel gentle. It hurts. But to know, and then I'm assuming you start to sense the sensitivity factor.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going to be a hard one to maneuver, right?
Yeah.
Or it's really not that hard maneuver, but this person's pain response is like,
totally.
And it is, I can see the joy and the fun in every day, and always do you like to be on your toes, and you always like to kind of assess and figure out where to kind of position yourself?
Totally.
That's interesting.
And I like to learn, and I've taken umpteen amounts of classes, which is great, but every person in front of me is an opportunity to learn because every body is different, and and I think I learn something from my clients every day, which is really fun.
Wait, so then you like challenges?
Yes. In some sense, yeah.
Take what the lesson is in that challenge and apply it to the next thing that you do.
Yes, totally.
That's beautiful. I love that. That's wonderful. Now, my question is, when the patient leaves, are they they're like, one and I'm done. Peace out, PJ. Or is there something involved afterwards? Is there things that they have to do?
Yes. So in the longevity of treatment, like some people you don't have a lot to do, so you can kind of get it done in a couple sessions. Some people are gonna be like, you got a lot of stuff, we're going to be here for a while.
Yeah.
But so I kind of talked about this in the first part, like in the functional manual therapy world, which I just integrate all I do and all I've learned. But there's like the mechanical piece of things, so treating the physical things in front of you, and then the neuromuscular world. So how do I retrain the right muscles to fire at the right time? And my training in neuromuscular reeducation, which is training the right muscles to fire at the right time, is in something called PNF, proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. And a lot about going back to the developmental sequence. So like rolling, crawling, all of those kinds of things play a role in the development of our muscular system. So I'll use those patterns of rolling, how the body moves in those patterns, and do some resistance, some holding to get that muscle recruitment there.
Wow.
At a very, not at a thought level, but like at a in the body automatic kind of brain connection level.
Okay.
It's there. Those patterns are all there. Like the ability to get that muscle recruitment. It's just that something inhibits it in life. So it's about reconnecting the body with the brain, that the brain remembers, oh yeah, that's how I recruit that muscle so I can do this in an efficient way.
So let me try to understand that part. So it's basically when we're born, we have an autonomic response, right? So we're like, it's innate.
Yep.
So I can roll. Some infants can roll easily and
Yep.
crawl and move their bodies. And
Yep.
they're figuring it all out.
Yep.
And then as we age, things get less loose and rolly, right?
Yeah.
Essentially. So what you're basically doing is trying to get the muscles to remember that when they were babies, they were able to easily do that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Because I think it's like if you have an injury, I think the studies have shown it's like so I think one of the studies I read was if you take a monkey and you tape his fingers together, I believe it's 24 hours that then the brain observe that as one finger instead of two.
Oh, interesting.
So, and that's what happens with like an injury. If we start moving in a way, your brain just goes, okay, we don't need that anymore. Makes a new movement pattern to that.
Okay.
So you change the mechanics around something, and then you use this proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation to reconnect that in with the brain and go, hello, I'm still here. I can still do this.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
And okay, so my question, is it like a lasting effect, or is it like just temporary? Or is it all of a sudden now start clicking, or is there other things they have to do?
So yeah, is it helpful for them to have a home program to like keep that going?
Yeah.
Like absolutely. So they can start to feel it in their body, understand that, feel the difference of how they used to move and now how they move. Yes.
So you're
Absolutely.
retraining it.
Yes.
So, okay, so now we've got it to fire and click. So now that neuro firing is happening, right?
Mhm. Yep.
Would you consider it like neuroplasticity? Is it like changing the way that the brain is firing, or is it just going back to the way it was meant to fire?
No, you're changing the neuroplasticity.
Okay. So now my question then is, can it just get in a kind of a stuck mode and say, oh no, I'm not doing it? Because neuroplasticity, you have to work at it.
Yeah, totally.
So you're working with the patient to retrain it.
Yep, totally.
Okay.
And can it go back? Like we're human, right?
Yeah.
Like we do dumb things, we do repetitive things, we get sick, like all those kinds of things. So, and I think that I do think that bodies have like certain patterns. When we get in kind of this place that like, if you've had this long chronic back pain, like that is going to be an area that's like, we'll say vulnerable per se.
Yeah.
Whether that's like an emotional kind of piece of things.
Right.
Whatever, or mechanical or repetitive, like the possibilities are endless. But like, could there be some recidivism? Like totally. And I absolutely have people, and I love this, that like we take them through, we get them to a place that they feel good, and they come back once a month. They come back every 6 weeks as like a maintenance program, kind of like your car, like tune this up and try to keep it going.
Exactly. I love that. What are some basic factors that roll into why the body dysfunctions? A lot? There's a
Great.
lot?
Great question.
I like the
know.
fact that you mentioned emotional factors, stress, all those kind of things. But
Totally.
what are some of the things you've
And
seen?
those are like the hardest.
Yeah, they're the hardest. Yeah.
And I think what we do sitting all day, movement is such a big kind of piece of life. So are you sitting at a computer all day? Montana, we talked about this the other day, is a very trade community.
Yes.
Like these people that are doing construction or plumbing or
Logging.
It's
in crazy.
These like crazy positions. So you do something super repetitive on a day-to-day basis that creates a pattern that maybe you don't do anything outside of that per se. And then we have all the things that are becoming such a big thing too, is what is your nutrition? What is your water intake? Sleep, that we talk so much more about sleep health.
Yes.
Nowadays, like all of those kind of things just play a role. My hands-on piece it's a very small piece of the health world. I love it and I think it's a powerful tool, but it's such a small piece of the greater.
Yeah, it really is. It's almost like I can envision you being a part of a forum or a talk of all the components to help. And I'm just thinking of women in general, because sleep is a big one as you roll into you get into perimenopause and menopause. It's like, holy crap, when am I going to sleep?
Yeah.
And get good sleep, good quality
totally.
sleep that you like what you did when you were a teenager, right? Yeah. And then the hormone piece, but then also too, you hit the nail on the head, the movement piece. And some people, I've ran into people, and I'm sure you hear this a lot in your practice, if they have an actively really physical job, like housekeepers.
Yep. Totally.
My gosh, they're up, down, bending. Yep. The whole body is constantly in a state of torquing, twisting, and doing all the things. And aggressive muscle usage, right?
Totally.
And then at the end of the day, they're like, my job's physical. Like,
right.
Okay, how much more do you really want me to move, PJ?
Totally.
I mean, but then how do you teach them, okay, your job is physical. Here's some things to think about. And on top of that, maybe yoga. Maybe do some yoga.
Totally. Yoga or taking a simple walk.
A walk.
Just that bilateral motion, something that's not overly taxing if it feels good. Just the simple act of moving your body symmetrically. Arms, legs, getting that integration.
Yes.
Can be powerful.
Yes. And you're right. They're coming to you. They're in pain. They need the help. You help give them kind of some understanding of where that pain lies. You provide them with some homework, essentially, of, okay, drink a little bit more water, buddy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because obviously maybe there is a dehydration factor in it.
Totally.
Do they end up doing that? Does it... We are all creatures of habit.
Sometimes not. I'll be honest with you. Yeah. Do I do my homework? Kinda. Not really. I don't know. Right. But I think that's also... Yes. Is it helpful to do that? Yes, but we're all human. And I think the power of some of this too, if you're treating through, again, the body being an innate healer, if you're honoring what the body's asking, treating through some of those things, what I have found people say to me is, why does this stay? Like, why don't I have to keep treating the same thing? It's you're following what the body needs and kind of unwinding some of those layers. So you're not just working on the place of pain and improving that and waiting for that to go away. When you're working through some of those layers, you're improving the function, the ability to move, the ability for the system to be integrated as a whole. Yeah. And I think that there is less recidivism in that, in a sense. Yeah. Is it helpful to do the homework? Absolutely. Are we human? Yes.
Yeah. And the Montana way here is we push through pain.
Yeah.
We're like, that's what my job is. That's what I got to do. Right. And then all the things that come into play with being a Montanan. We work hard. We play hard.
Yep.
And we play very physically hard.
Yeah.
Like mountain biking and skiing and jarring our limbs. Everything is jarring.
Yep.
It's interesting because we're an active lifestyle here, and it's hard to teach people not to be active in that way if they love it, if that's how they unwind.
Yep, totally.
What are some things that I want to hear some aha moments and some, PJ, no, I don't want to. I want to do that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. But again, just to kind of lay off of that until your body gets back to some form of balance, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do you address some of those things? I know,
right? It's so hard. And I'm probably not. I definitely, unless I feel like somebody's going to injure themselves further, I try to meet them where they're at for the most part. And I would say for the most part, I'm not treating overly acute things. I get some of the old kind of chronic-y things that have been there for a long time. I've tried a lot of things like here I am with you. So is there a point that, yes, you need to make a deal with them and saying, I need 4 sessions to get you to this point? And I think that's the thing is like with looking at the motion or looking at the ability to get core engaged as you're monitoring that in what I do. When I see in the clinic that you can do this, I think it's going to take me this many sessions. Then let's try this again. Until then,
well, it's a partnership, and you want to be successful for them as well, and you want them to feel like they're benefiting the treatment plan from the treatment plan, and we're seeing movement.
Yeah,
but you can't control what goes beyond your doors.
No.
And like I said, we live in Montana.
Yeah, totally.
People don't want to stop.
No.
When they just want to take an Advil.
Yeah, totally.
So they can go on the boat or raft or whatever the heck that looks like.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that's interesting because I can see where patients, like we had mentioned, patients are all different.
Yep.
How you meet them where they're at.
Yep.
And then what you can negotiate with them essentially on the back end.
Totally.
So you want successful outcomes coming out of your practice.
For sure.
Yeah. And I love that. That's really cool. I want to ask you a little bit about one of the things that we talked about in the beginning is your grandma, right?
Yeah.
She's a great example of lifestyle here in Montana and being 96. And just share a little bit about her. I mean, she's got a really great story.
She does. Yeah, she's just spicy. She just has, I don't know, she's just kind of kept going.
Yeah. She consistently moves.
She does. Yeah, she's got her walking sticks. She gets out for her walks. She doesn't like to walk on the ice anymore, so don't blame her. But she goes to the gym in the winter.
Yes.
Which is awesome. But that kind of that is the heart of people here. Like, they don't come here to just sit. They come here to play.
Yes. Yeah. She's had some really aggressive things that's happened. And then all of a sudden she's like, no, I'm not going to sit here and just wilt away. I'm going to get my walking sticks. I'm going to go out there and do some physical therapy.
Totally.
Maybe you've kind of rubbed off on her or maybe she's rubbed off on you. But I think that tenacity, that grit, and that, hey, I like the fact that she's probably a good patient in the sense of you tell her to go do that, she's going to do it.
Oh, yeah. She is definitely that person.
Yeah. And I'm going to do the homework because I don't want to feel like crap.
Yeah.
And I think some people just get in their own way, self-sabotaging, but then there's some really great success stories. And I'm assuming you were like, oh my gosh, I've got so many great success stories of people listening to me and doing what needs to happen for them to get better.
Yeah.
Which is beautiful and wonderful.
Totally.
What has it been like for you building a service-based business here?
Man, it has been honestly unbelievable. When we were looking at moving back to the area, I had kind of started my own thing in the Seattle area. I was just seeing people in their homes and working at a clinic there. And my husband was kind of like, I think you should just go for it when you get there. And I was like, no, I don't think so. I applied to work at a couple clinics and no one would hire me. So nobody called me back. So I was like, all right, I guess this is a sign. I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
And I started on Central Avenue, opened my doors. I think I had maybe 3 patients on my schedule. One of them was my mother-in-law.
Yeah, I love that.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Sometimes it's hard to explain what I do. So as many people as would get on my table and just let me show them what I did, trainers, naturopaths, all of that. I just got them on my table and was like, this is what I can do. I hope you like it. If you have people that would benefit from my services, send them my way. And it grew quickly and it's just been such a blessing. I don't know. It's just been so awesome. So I'm so thankful for the people that were willing to come in and the people my business has been really word of mouth. And I'm just so thankful for all the people that have made that possible for me.
It really is. And it sounds like to me that you have gained that trust. Montanans are very big and I'm going to try this, that authenticity.
Yeah.
I've got these great skill sets. I just want to give it a good go and see how it works here and how I can actually really help you.
Yeah.
And I tell people all the time in business, I'm like, you just need that one person.
Yeah.
Because really here, things happen by word of mouth.
They do. Yeah.
They happen pretty quickly. Networking here is super big,
Yeah.
right? It's more so that than anything with online stuff.
Yeah.
Truly. And I think it's because Montanans sniff out the BS and they're like, okay, are you going to help me? Is this going to work? And by the way, if you do help me, if I do feel like you got something here, this is what's going to happen, and I'm going to feel a difference from it, I'm going to go tell my buddy.
Yeah.
And that's wonderful. That's what you did. And I also think Montanans are hard workers. They prove it. They get in there. They show, I'm going to show you what I can do.
Yeah.
And then you gain that trust, gain that confidence in them, and you gain that confidence in yourself, right?
Yes.
And then it just spirals.
Yes.
That's wonderful. And to have a booming practice, how long have you been in practice for?
So I started in November of 2018.
Oh,
So
you've been in practice for a while
a
now.
bit now. Yep.
So you're rocking and rolling.
Yeah.
Is it just you alone or are there others?
Nope. Just me.
Just you running the show.
Yep.
Holy buckets.
Yeah.
Are you loving it? Just
I do love it. I
Yeah.
feel like
is it easy to
so-
manage? Like the mother life and you got 2 little ones still.
Yeah. And
right?
I think it has come to this most wonderful place where I work mom hours. I get to drop my kids off at school. I pick them up from school and it works.
Yeah.
I don't work. I see probably 22 clients a week, but that is what I can give to my practice and still be able to give to my family.
I love that work-life balance. That's
It's
wonderful.
been so good.
If somebody was wanting to come here and start a service-based business, what kind of advice would you give them?
Yeah, I would just say connect with people, be willing to show them what you do
Yeah.
and kind of give to the community so they can give back to you.
Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. And to know that you're a Whitefish, because your business is not too far outside of Whitefish, is it? Or is it right in Central Avenue?
I was in Central Avenue for a while. I was over by Walgreens, and now I'm currently over across the viaduct.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Where at?
It's I don't even know what building that's called. I'm in over with Julie Cook and Claire Francoeur. She owns Whitefish Creative Aesthetics.
Oh.
We're by La Crosse from Crema, that area, and through there. There's like that little business park of.
Crema. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to figure out where that's even located.
Yeah, just past Alpine Market.
Oh, okay, very cool. You're central Whitefish.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So Montana roots, Whitefish roots, and business-based roots here in Whitefish, Montana.
Yep.
That's really cool.
It
Not
is
a lot of people can say that.
No.
No, you're one of the unique ones. Very cool. PJ, we're down to our last few questions. This is a question that I ask. I kind of get into like more thought-provoking questions and legacy questions, and then we'll get into our special question, which is pass the mic. But when you step back, what do you feel your work is really helping people do?
My goal with everybody is to make them not only feel better, but move better. I think at the heart of everything I do, I just want people to move better because I think that's just a big thing for me too. The better I can move, because we want to move here,
Yes.
the happier my life is when I'm out in the mountains, when I'm at the lake, when whatever I'm doing, I just want to move better. So at the heart of everything, how can I make you move better? And I think too, a big passion of mine, and I think this kind of phase we're in life is health. People want their health. They want longevity. And everybody's looking to taking the pill or whatever in the future. They want to do it the best they can. And I think that with some of the visceral work and some of the joint work and just helping people move more efficiently, making sure their organs can move at their optimum at a very baseline, like how does that help us keep going health-wise and movement-wise? And so
Yeah.
I think that's just the biggest thing is health and movement.
Yes, I love that. What has this work changed about how you understand yourself?
Ooh, that's a good question. How has it changed? What was the question again?
How has this work help you, how has the work that you do changed how you understand yourself, like your perception of yourself? Because it's probably evolved throughout the years.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think just at the very basic level, like how my body's functioning.
Yeah.
And I seek out providers that are better than me to learn from as well.
Yeah.
I think just the vastness of the human body and like how we're all designed, how we're different, it's so crazy and so amazing at how unique we are.
Yes.
And then I think too, just like life balance and that there's not really like such a thing, but being a business owner, working with people, I'm learning every day, like what I can give to that and what I can give to my family to try to like be the best version of myself. And it's like ever evolving. I always want something to just stick. I want to know what's happening, but it is just like ever evolving. So it's teaching me to just go with the flow, look what's in front of me and be kind of present. I think that's the biggest thing is like, how can I be present in this one moment each day?
Yes. Everybody needs to do a little bit more of that.
Totally. It's so hard.
And that's wonderful that this work is giving you that.
Yeah.
Because you really do truly only have this short period of time with your kiddos, with your husband, being in this life. It really goes pretty quickly. So being more mindful is beautiful.
Totally.
So that's awesome. Thank you. And then my last question for you is, what's one everyday habit people have that quietly works against their body? And in turn, what people should consider with helping their body?
Oh,
I know.
that's like a hard one. I think just the thing that comes to mind for me is respect for what our body does, right? I think we can be really hard. I don't know. This might be off of what is kind of concrete, but love your body, honor your body. It's been through so much. And I think that's the cool thing of all this process is bodies do a lot and they can go a long ways before they are like, no, that's enough. So honor your body. Honor your body with sleep, honor your body with nutrition, water, get body work, keep yourself going. When something doesn't feel right, honor that.
Yes.
And seek out what it needs.
And you're right. I've gotten to this at night when I'm trying to relax and settle down, right? After a long day of all things, my job and the kids and running here and there and all the things. And I've gotten into, I'm a big war person. I love military stories. And I've been following this new thing on Instagram where it's about this amazing podcast. It's a video podcast. They interview veterans and they talk about veterans that had been in war situations. Either they were prisoners of war. And I listened to this one guy and I listened to all of them. They're like long. They're so cool. It's like, what can the body deal with, right? And what can the mind deal with, right? And this war hero had been in prison in Japan for, I think, 6 or 7 years. Crazy amount. Lots of bad abuse. And he was like, it's really interesting on what my body was willing to handle and deal with. Yeah. Almost the point of breaking, physically breaking. Yep. He's like, it was my mind that had to get on board with it. And he's like, and that's what got me through that camp, being in that prisoner camp. And I'm like, you just hit the nail on the head. The body is remarkable. It's amazing. It's way our mental state can be sometimes, right?
Totally.
And I think that's a whole nother conversation that you and I could have. Like, come back on and we can talk all about the mind and the body connection piece too. Because it can really challenge the body. It can fight against it.
Totally.
I love this kind of stuff. Girl, I have had such a good time getting to know you and learn about your practice and all the things that you've done for Whitefish and for your life and for your kiddos. And I love the fact that Bert, you're the granddaughter of Bert. She's a legend here in Whitefish. And I would love to sit her in the chair and, Julie, you're going to ask me these questions. And I'm love to ask her all these questions because she did live births in people's homes. Did you know that?
I did not know that. No.
But she was a midwife. She helped people help people birth their child. And
did not
a long time ago, like when you're 96 years old, you've done a few things, right?
That's so
right?
true.
I'm asking her questions about the way Whitefish looked when she lived here and where we live. And it was all a horse farm and a lot of just wide open spaces, kids running around and playing. And I'm like, yeah, that doesn't look like that anymore,
Nope.
Bert. So
she's a fun one. That.
You should. I think she had mentioned that she had been a part of home births or whatever. And I'm like, that's freaking cool. Okay, now we're down to our last question, which is our signature question for our podcast. And it's one of my favorite. It's my favorite question. And the reason being, it's an opportunity for you to spotlight another woman who you believe should be on the podcast.
Before we pass the mic, we want to pause and recognize the businesses that make this space possible. Pass the Mic sponsorship on the IWD406 podcast is more than advertising. It's a commitment to Montana women supporting Montana women. As a Pass the Mic sponsor, we create a custom audio commercial for your brand, giving you triple exposure on the podcast, across our digital platforms, and on YouTube, all as evergreen content that lives long beyond a single episode. Right now, businesses can receive 12 podcast episodes for the price of one. If you believe in honoring Montana women's history, amplifying their stories, and supporting a platform that truly invests back into the community, we love to work with you. Contact IWD406 today at www.iwd406.com. And now, let's pass the mic.
So, we believe in amplifying the voices of remarkable women. If you could pass the mic to a Montana woman to share her story on the IWD406 podcast, who would she be and why?
So it would be Dr. Casey Holland.
Love her. I love her. Yes.
She is a naturopath out of Big Fork, and her practice is called innate naturopathic. And man, does she have that innate ability to understand and really help her clients through some really deep, icky things in their health. And she constantly educates herself. She is at the top of her game with kind of anything that comes around. And she walks with her people through till the end, which I think is just really amazing.
Yes.
So, yeah, she helped my family through. We had some mold in our house and mold illness. My daughter was hospitalized when she was little, and she was the person that was like, she listened to me. And I was like, because I was like, they said she had asthma. And I was like, this isn't right. And I went to her and I was like, this just isn't right. And she's like, it's not. And we ended up tearing down our house and rebuilding it because of Casey. But so we're healthy. We're so healthy now. But she was the one that walked us through all of that, discovered it. Years of kind of chronic gut stuff for me. She was the first person that really kind of hit the nail on the head.
She and I have connected on a few times. And it's interesting because we both came from the same health world.
Okay.
Yes. So I'm very familiar with her work in Lyme disease and mold illness, basically mast cell activation disorders, and anything that like CIRS, which is basically chronic response to mold and all things and the different types of molds.
Totally.
Which is insanity. Stachybocky, if you guys know what Stachybocky is, it's black mold.
Yep.
If you have that in your home, you better be prepared to get rid of it, and get rid of it in the right way.
Totally.
Because it is life-altering. It's damaging. It's damaging on a lifelong level.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy what it can do. And what it can do to the brain, it's unreal.
Totally.
Yeah, it's fantastic that she's doing that work. And practitioners in that realm, in the last 15 years, it has dramatically changed.
Yep.
15 years ago, there weren't practitioners, except for Dr. Jill. She's a fantastic practitioner, was talking about it because she was seeing it, and also she herself experienced it. And now she's on the global stages and doing podcasts. She's been doing podcasting work for years, but it is now becoming more honed in on. There's more practitioners that are starting to get it.
Totally.
They're not ignoring it like they were ignoring it 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So to have somebody like her that can sit down and say, nope, those are symptoms.
Yep.
Don't dismiss it. That could be mold. That could be metals. All the different things that could. And then you have to have somebody that's knowledgeable to understand how to do the testing for it.
Totally.
Which she is. So I am excited to sit down and chat with her about all these amazing, awful things, but amazing things to chat with on. So thank you so much for passing the mic to her.
Absolutely.
She's going to be awesome.
Oh, she will be.
And lastly, we want to give you the opportunity to tell people on where they can go to learn a little bit more about you.
So my website,
Yes.
that's my email, thebodymechanic.biz. has all my information on it, so people can hop on there and check me out.
It's the bodymechanic.biz. Okay. We'll put it in the description of the episode so you guys can go in and link to it.
Awesome.
Thank you so much, PJ. I really enjoyed this. It's been fun getting to know you. And I hope you come back and maybe we could do a little forum or something.
That'd be fun.
A podcast forum on all the things in niched fields, right?
Yeah.
To help people holistically get better.
Totally.
I love that.
Thanks
All
so
right.
much for having me.
Yes, thank you.
A special thank you to our podcast guest. You can find all of her links in the description of this episode. If you like what you heard, please hit subscribe. You will be notified of future podcast guests. Follow us on our social media platforms and stay tuned for our next podcast chat with an amazing Montana woman.